Welcome to the Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano. Let's get you to the pulse on everything you need to know. And today's show is sponsored by the Pilsner House and Beer Garden. Go visit our friends at 1422 Grand Street. Have that great pretzel, have that watermelon salad, have those ribs, and have an absolutely great time. We're also sponsored by Longshot Pistol and Rifle, Secaucus, New Jersey, providing responsible CCW training only to responsible owners. Visit their huge indoor training center and full-service gun store. Start your CCW training today, Longshot Secaucus. And folks, do we have a treat for you today? We have our all-stars all coming together, all of our foodies in one spot here at the beautiful Madison Pizza Lab located at 152 Newark Street. We have Megan, we have Daria, we have Krista, we even have another foodie that might make an appearance on camera. I can't control myself. Let's go right to Megan.
Thanks, Peter. Hi, my name is Megan Ixim, known as Miss Giggles on the internet, and I am here at the Madison Pizza Lab with the Dream Team. Happy to introduce you to Krista, known as #FoodPick, and then also, I adore this human on the internet, but it's our first time meeting, Daria of Hoboken Eats.
Seriously, the dream team right here. I'm so excited that the three of us are here.
Finally.
We're kicking Peter out. I've said this several times, but it's actually gonna happen, I think.
Yep. Yeah, I was kind of threatening that he might not have a job after this point, but the show is kind of named after him. So we'll see.
We'll see.
We're coming for it though.
Oh yeah, so let's get started on some pizza because
Let's do it.
that's the reason why we're all here.
And
So-
it smells amazing.
Oh my goodness. Well,
All right, so this is my first time here. I know you've been here several times.
We've
Megan
been
and
waiting
I-
for this.
Waiting
for this to
so
open.
long.
And now finally.
So this is about to be my first bite ever at Madison Pizza
Drum
Lab.
roll.
So the pizza that I chose, I'm pulling out my phone because I need to read what this pizza is. So it's this one right here. It's called the Bianca Veggie. And it has burrata artichoke, Calabrian peppers, roasted onion, garlic, fresh mutts, and Mike's hot honey. Literally everything is on this pie. So this is made for me.
Oh my God. The smell
Cheers.
of it alone.
Let's give it a bite.
Cheers. Cheers.
cheers. Oh wait, I'm a
Cheers.
little congealed.
Cheese balls.
We're stuck.
Cheers. Cheers. Okay. Oh, that's cheesy.
Wow.
I don't know where to
Can
begin.
we talk about the crust?
the crunch?
Crust.
Oh my god. I wish that
A
there
nice
was a way.
crispy crust.
Oh my god.
This just has so much flavor. It's like everything I want on a pizza.
All the flavors just mixed together so well. The sweetness of the peppers, the savory of the cheese, and the crunch.
I love how Daria breaks down her food items she talks about.
Oh my god.
can't help it.
Cute. And can we just talk about this is a thick boy.
It's thick.
THICC.
Oh my goodness, the cheese consistency, you are not getting, this little grazing of cheese.
Oh,
it has
no.
a perfect amount, which I am all about.
It's
Cheese,
perfect.
crust, number one things when it comes to pizza.
And I normally wouldn't choose a non-meat pie, but this just
Ooh.
had too much.
It spoke to you.
Yeah, it really spoke to me.
you.
I had to do it.
And it
So,
should speak to you guys too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Daria, can you tell us about your choice?
Well-
because there are so many to choose from. I don't know.
I know.
When you get the chance, look at the menu. I think there's about 15 slice options, which is incredible.
It was hard to choose from, but I am a sucker for a vodka slice. So, and this isn't just any old vodka slice. This pasta came all the
have
way
props.
from Pompeii. This is one of a kind, only found at the Madison Pizza Lab on your pizza. So come get it. It's flown all the way in from Pompeii. But let's dive in because we know I love pasta on pizza
Pasta
always.
on
Peter
pizza.
took some convincing this was good, but I think he's on our side now.
Oh.
Oh my. You could tell it's from Pompeii. Absolutely.
It has that Italian taste. Wow.
I love anything with vodka sauce, and I'm obsessed with this large noodle.
It's almost like even separately, these two would be perfect, but together, it's the best bite in the entire world.
Here, I'll
the
put
best
your-
bite.
Honestly, I think I
Back
need
on
to
your
take-
lap.
Keeping me warm. Wow, the crunch, a little bit of the top of the cheese and the pasta is fantastic. The vodka sauce is just so savory. Oh my God, I can't. Oh.
That's perfect.
You can tell we like it because we stopped talking and we're just sneaking in bites.
Get that. Zoom in on that.
That's gonna be a reel.
All right, Megan.
All right.
What'd you pick?
So, it was a hard choice, but I had to stick with a classic flavor combination for me, which is the sopressata and the Mike's honey.
Don't skimp on the hot honey.
Oh
Never.
my God. We
Wow.
love a sticky goodness meat honey pile just funneling into my mouth, you know?
It's glistening.
Oh, does anyone want some
This is
hot
heavy.
honey?
I do, hit me with
Okay,
that.
all right.
This is a heavy slice. Oh, baby.
They are big
yeah.
boys.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are not skimping out on this
Not
pizza.
at all. All right, ladies.
Okay, wait, another cheers.
This is gonna be a mess.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo! Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, wait, I need a bite of the meat. Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Hot honey
God.
and
So look at that. The meat is so crispy, but yet the pizza's not overdone. There's just a perfect flavor combination for me, at least, like sweet, salty, ooey gooey goodness.
And layers
salty has
of
a
super
nice
sauce.
kick.
Look at that.
Love the kick. Love the kick.
It looks like we have a fourth pie to try.
Oh my goodness.
Special
Okay.
guest
Hannah.
Special guest Hannah of Talk Dirty to Your Food.
It is just
Wow.
influencers in the wild.
So this is the Talk Dirty to Your Food pie. I don't even know where to begin.
Looks like we got eggplant. For
Burrata.
sure. Burrata, some peppers.
Are those tomatoes? The
It
yellow
looks like
golden
some
tomatoes?
tomatoes. And it looks like we're going to have to try
All right,
it.
we gotta
Okay,
go. Wait,
all
I'm
right,
taking
all
like the
right.
biggest slice on the platter.
All right, here's to Hannah from Talk Dirty to Your Food.
Talk Dirty to Your
Cheers
pizza.
to you, Hannah. All right, that's my favorite. Yeah, I think that one is the winner.
Hannah knows how to
100%.
design a pie.
Oh my God.
I don't know how we even choose. They're all so different.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, the versatility here.
Oh my goodness.
I just love burrata. And
And
eggplant.
And the eggplant. I don't think I've ever had fried eggplant or breaded eggplant on a pizza.
And it's also beautiful.
It's sweet too
Hannah, I
and
hope you got
delicate.
photos of this. It looks
Yeah,
great.
I honestly don't know how it's so delicate because it looks really heavy. But
Yeah.
when you
Good
take a
way to
bite,
describe
it has
it.
a great flavor palette.
Wow.
You know, it
does.
just hits all of those like notes. Honestly.
Will I finish all 4 of these slices? Stay tuned.
Yeah, it's a fact that you will. And as we're sitting next to the counter that you guys can't see, there are basically unlimited pies, and I am probably taking one of each home tonight for dinner.
Oh,
You're
my
welcome,
goodness.
Matt.
Well, I think
You're
that's-
welcome.
That's the best part about pizza because the hardest part is choosing at a place like this because you know that every single thing is going to be fantastic.
Every single
Yeah.
thing.
You know,
Everything.
Especially when there's like amazing ingredients. Like I'm seeing a farmer's market pie over there. That just like, that's also speaking to me. I guess I'm a veggie girl today.
I think
don't
you're
know.
really
Here, I
craving
think
some
you
veggies.
are here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what else is cool about this place is like this little area up front that we're sitting in, but then we also have the back area too. Like we need to come back here, bring
backyard
Hannah,
is
and hang out in the
cute.
backyard with some wine and some more fantastic pizzas.
We're having a pizza party in the
We're
backyard.
having a pizza party. Dave, reserve a spot for us. We're coming back.
Peter, you can come.
Peter can come too.
Wait, we're inviting Peter?
We're taking his job.
We gotta
first.
remember where we came
Okay.
from.
Only if he wears a little pizza boy outfit and he serves us the pizzas. Yes.
And if Greg doesn't have a visual of that somehow on screen right now, major
They really
loss.
fit.
Greg hates us now.
Oh my goodness. All right, so let's take some last bites of our
Last
favorites.
bites, I know.
Don't
Oh my
make
God.
me choose a favorite.
I
because
can't.
Honestly, Madison
one,
Pizza
I really
Lab,
can't. I really can't.
very impressed. Absolutely delicious. And honestly, who doesn't love a slice place right here in Hoboken?
Slice, slice, baby.
Unbelievable.
One more bite.
One more bite. Everyone knows the rules, right?
Well, cheers to pizza, ladies.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for this incredible opportunity. And we'll be right back.
Woo!
Welcome to Hudson River Care and Counseling. Hello, I'm Dr. Pam Pater Ennis, the CEO and founder of Hudson River Care and Counseling with over 30 years of clinical social work experience in therapy. We are a progressive counseling and coaching practice with a diverse team that brings a holistic approach to clients. We offer support both in person and through digital platforms such as telehealth. Consider us a safe haven that you can trust with care for your mental health needs. Visit our website to set up a consultation today.
Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse with Peter B. Folks, don't forget to go on our Facebook and our Instagram pages by searching The Pulse with Peter B. and like and follow us on each of those platforms. We're constantly updating those pages with previews of each week's segments and cool stories. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our email address at thepulsewithpeterb@gmail.com. Today's show is brought to you by Vote Kids First on Tuesday, November 8th for Hoboken Board of Education. Together, we're putting Hoboken's kids first.
Welcome back. I'm your host with the most, Josh Sotomayor Einstein, and I'm so glad to be with this special guest, Assemblyman Brian Bergen. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome, Josh. Thanks for having me.
It is truly a pleasure and an honor, especially because if you weren't here, I'd be with the host of the show, Peter Biancamano, and I'd have to drill a hole in my head. So I'm so glad I don't have to do that.
Well, thank God I could help you with that.
Yeah, you are a saint.
I apologize.
So tell us, Assemblyman, where are you from?
I live in Denville, so Morris County, and I represent the 25th legislative district right now, which is 20 towns in Morris County, one in Somerset, but they just did some gerrymandering. So for the next election cycle, I will represent 16 towns, 14 in Morris, and 12 in Morris and 4 in Passaic.
Well, that's a little bit of far away from here, but everybody that watches the Pulse out there in TV land and on the interwebs, you know my politics. You know I'm a man right of the center, more right than the center, although I do think it's common sense. We've had Chairman Eugen on. We had congressional candidate for New Jersey, 9th Congressional District, Billy Prempe. We had the wonderful grassroots activist, Elizabeth Nader, and wonderful radio show host, Bill Spadea. So we're bringing you conservative, common sense people, and that's why we have this wonderful assemblyman with us. So what's been going on in Trenton? Because to a lot of people outside of Trenton, they seem like a bunch of drunk sailors.
Well, they're nuts. They are nuts in Trenton. I got to tell you, I was there today. I just left the committee hearing today where we're discussing a new piece of legislation about concealed carry. Mm-hmm. So as you probably know, the Supreme Court just made a ruling saying New Jersey's restriction on concealed carry was unconstitutional. Well, the Democrats in the state assembly today put up a law that legitimately prevents you from carrying everywhere. It's the awful piece of legislation. When I asked the sponsor of the bill in committee on the record to name one place, just one place where a person could exercise their constitutional right to carry under this bill, he wouldn't and couldn't name a single place.
Oh, wow.
And that's a problem.
Now, that's insane because obviously it's going to be struck down by the Supremes.
Obviously, definitely.
My favorite music band ever, and also a great court. Yeah. But on the economic front and what's going on in our state in terms of costs and crime, what are the folks down in Trenton proposing to do about anything?
Well, Trenton has just a tax and spend attitude, as you know. So when Chris Christie left as governor, the budget was $36 billion. The budget we passed this year was $52 billion. Well, yeah, that's a lot of cheddar in a short period of time. So they're just spending like drunken sailors down there. And I don't know. Do you see a lot more for it? I don't.
Well, this isn't the federal government that just prints more money and steals your value that way. This is the state of New Jersey that's taking more money out of everyone's wallet. Yep. So what are Republicans proposing, to do about this? What can we do? We have an election coming up in November. And then, obviously, we look ahead to future elections as well. What should the common sense people out there in TV land and the interwebs do?
Well, so I think it's common sense. I told the majority party down in Trenton that instead of finding a way to spend $52 billion because tax revenues are up, how about you just don't take the money in the first place? They act like it's all sitting in a bank account that they have to spend before Christmas. But that's not the case. You have to tax people throughout the year to get the money to spend it. And so the solution is simple. Just stop taking more than you need. I mean, I don't really see how it's that hard. and they refuse to do it because there isn't a program that they don't think is worth funding. There was one time, I think there's $4 million for the Turtleback Zoo. I mean, come on. They gave $2 million for the NAACP to have a conference in Atlantic City. $2 million conference. That must have been one hell of a party.
Well, I'd like to start a nonprofit organization and have the taxpayers pay for it.
That would be awesome. Wow.
Yeah, we could call it the GOP.
Yeah.
But no, it's wrong even when it's people you like doing it.
I agree.
So what do you think, since we're talking about, since we mentioned the elections, what do you think is going to happen this November?
We are for sure going to pick up the CD7 seat. Tom Keene is going to win by 5 points. That's a definite. You can lock that in. We have some other good shots. So we have a good shot with Healy down south. We have a good shot with Paul DeGroot. You know, we are going to pick up some seats in New Jersey, but we're going to definitely take the Congress, the House in particular. The Senate is going to be rough, but we will take the House as Republicans. And then more importantly for me and for you and for us is that we're taking the majority back in 2023 in the state assembly.
All right. Yes,
we are.
So as a man, how long have you been in the assembly?
This is my 3rd year.
Oh, wow. So,
Yeah.
and what were you up to beforehand? Were you active in the party? Was it just no interest in the party and something got you involved, or?
Yeah, no interest in politics or anything. What happened was I was a military guy, and when I got out of the military, there was this void I couldn't really plug after the service. And I sat in an MBA class next to a guy who was a councilman in his town, and he told me about it, and I was like, man, like what you're saying, that's it. That's what I'm missing. So I ran for council. I won, and as soon as I became a councilman, 5 months later, my assemblyman, Michael Patrick Carroll, decided he was going to retire. So I was running for assembly. So I'm kind of an accidental assemblyman, I would say. It all happened so fast, and I had no interest before that, but I got to tell you, I love it. I absolutely love it. And every day I feel like I can do good for my constituents, and so I'm going to keep doing it.
Well, I mean, you were fighting for our country, and now you're fighting for common sense and for the taxpayers of New Jersey.
That's right.
You know, not just your constituents, but everybody that's for common sense. But it just seems kind of funny that you served in the country with honor, with honorable men and women that know what service is, and now you're surrounded by politicians in Trenton that are just looking out for their bottom line while giving lip service to the people. So it's kind of an interesting dichotomy, not of who you are, but who you're surrounded by. But you're doing it for good reasons. So.
Yeah, it's true. No, I look around every day sometimes, and I just cannot understand where they come up with this stuff. And I will make speeches on the floor that very clearly articulate how stupid a bill is, and they still vote yes. Democrats, it's beyond my comprehension.
Well, there's so many different competing, special interest groups and organizations and quote unquote nonprofits. Somebody profits from most of those nonprofits, folks.
True.
That are just, sucking at the teat of the taxpayer.
Yep. And
we'll have a constituency, we'll have, dozens, if not hundreds of people show up to town halls or email their person. So then their constituent, even if they're a good person, feels like they have to listen to them. No?
Yeah, well, look, I'll tell you that laws are often made based on one constituent experience with the legislature. I have members of the legislature all the time who will legitimately write a bill because someone comes up to them complaining about something. I'll give you one prime example. Assemblyman McKean put a bill in that would punish businesses for putting an item in a box more than 2 times the size of the item. He did that because he received one thing in the mail that he ordered for his daughter. There was a baby on board magnet that was put in a big box. So because of that, he tried to make a bill banning the practice and fining retailers. It was ridiculous, and it's because of one experience. It happens all the time.
Well, that seems relatively insane.
It is.
And it's kind of like the economic corollary to the insane policies when it comes to the lack of law and order and taxes in our state. Definitely makes life more difficult for businesses and then for employees. But we got 1 minute left. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the people out there about the November elections?
Yeah, so yes. November, we're going to do fantastic in the elections coming up. The most important thing for you to do is to go out and vote. Everybody should go out and vote. It's your most important duty, and you should do it every single year. And then more importantly for me, like I said, beyond this election, we are taking back the majority, the Republicans, in the state assembly in 2023. I can tell you that right now.
Assemblyman, thank you so much for joining us.
Yep.
You in TV land, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Peter Biancamano back with you. Don't forget to watch us on cable access every Sunday and Monday at 9 a.m. Optimum Channel 18, Fios Channel 46, and Comcast Channel 190. Also on Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m., you can watch our show on our YouTube channel, and you can also binge watch all of our old shows. Who doesn't want to keep watching The Pulse with Peter B? We'll see you there. Today's show is brought to you by Leadership That Listens. For knowledgeable leadership that listens to move our schools and community forward, vote 2I, 3I, 4I on November 8th. Norwood, Grania, and De La Torre for Hoboken's Board of Education. Welcome back to the Pulse with Peter B. Peter Biancamano, back in the host chair at the beautiful Madison Pizza Lab, in her beautiful yard, I should say, located at 152 Newark Street. Come and visit them, have a slice, and just have a great time. And I think we're going to have an absolute great time on this segment because we're joined, last week we were joined, as you all remember, by Antonio Grania, and now we're joined by his running mates this week and from the Leadership That Listens team. And we're going to start first with Leslie Norwood. Hey, Leslie, how are you today?
Very well, Peter. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And of course, current Hoboken Board of Education member and candidate, and that is Alex De La Torre. How are you, Alex?
Good, Peter. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I really, really am. Leslie, why don't we start with you? Why did you decide to run for Hoboken Board of Education, and what do you hope to achieve as a member of the board if elected?
So I decided to run for Hoboken BOE because I think the district has come a long way in the past 8 years, and I think I can be an integral part of moving the district forward. Coming to Hoboken as a young public finance attorney, it was clear to me that our facilities needed investment. And then when my children entered the pre-K system, it was clear that the educational program was excellent, but that the district could use additional funds. And so that's when I joined the Public Education Foundation to raise private money for the public schools. We have done a lot of efforts here with the district schools. I mean, there's a lot that I would hope to achieve here, I think, really in three buckets. So to continue to improve our academic outcomes, and I can go into that a little bit deeper, to improve our facilities, and to make sure the budget, which is the core function of the board, the budget, the policies, and the oversight of the superintendent, is carefully managed as we are in an era of inflation. Costs are going up, the teacher contracts being renegotiated. We have old buildings that are expensive to heat, but we have taxpayers who are also feeling that pinch of inflation. And, I think the board really needs to be cognizant of that and careful about the budget going forward. Regarding academics, I've been a very strong advocate of literacy programs. My youngest son was diagnosed as dyslexic, and that's really made literacy tools and programs a passion project for me. I have spearheaded the Orton Gillingham training for the teachers, and I was part of the Public Education Foundation board that raised the money to fund that training. I think we can do more in terms of teacher training and resources. Potentially additional math specialists at each school, like we have reading specialists at each school. I think we need to continue doing assessments to see what additional supports we need to push into kids who may have had some delays or other struggles, and that is including pushing the DRA assessments until the kids test out and prove themselves literate, as opposed to stopping at second grade. So those are just a couple of our ideas. I'll stop there.
That's
so
fantastic.
I give my running mates some time.
We're going to start calling this the Pulse with Leslie N sooner than later. I mean, Alex, you are the only incumbent running. You've been on the board for 3 years. If reelected to the board, if you have the honor of being reelected to the Hoboken Board of Education, because it is an honor to sit on there, what do you hope to achieve in your second term?
That's a great question, Peter. And, it first starts with, the education and the improvement and the continued improvement for the kids, right? We've come a long way over the last 8 years, certainly since Dr. Johnson has been here, right? And, the progress needs to continue. It absolutely is imperative upon us as board members, right? To continue that progress, to continue investing in our teachers, right, in our kids, in the curriculum, and more importantly now, more than ever, as we're reaching capacity in a lot of these schools, is our infrastructure, all right? And how do we do that, right? We need to be fiscally responsible, right? As Leslie pointed out, we're paying more for the same things, right? Whether that be heating, whether that be cost to feed our children, right, from a cafeteria perspective, it's all going up. So we definitely need to be cognizant of that as we put our budget together, right? And as we go out to the taxpayer, right, raising taxes for our schools, it needs to be top of mind. And look, I think another big initiative for me, is to reach out to all of the community, right? It's great to reach out to the parents within the school district, right? But as you know, because we are a taxing authority, right? And because schools are the very fabric of this community, we need to reach out to everybody. Right. Whether that's, HHA to brownstones, right? And every which way. So it's important for us as a board to be out there listening to the community.
Absolutely. And Alex, we're going to start this next question with you. We were lucky enough to have Dr. Johnson on our program a couple months ago now, when it was much warmer outside, but different story for a different time. And she doesn't do many media appearances. And we were, again, very, very fortunate to have her on. She spoke about the space issues at the high school. This is the reason why this referendum was presented to the voters back in January, is because the elementary schools are bustling at the seams, according to Dr. Johnson, and according to the numbers, frankly. Do you believe that spacing, and I know Leslie mentioned it in her answer, is at the forefront of the issues going forward that the district is facing?
Yes, absolutely. I'll just give you a personal example, right, of how space is affecting, my kids, right? So I had a 7th grader last year, now an 8th grader, and hey, why don't you eat breakfast before you leave? She's like, Papa, I ate lunch at 10:45. And that is a direct impact of trying to schedule a middle school that is busting at the seams, right? So, kids are resilient, right? But at the same time, you do want to take that into account, right? As a school board, that modern facilities are needed. Modern facilities benefit the children and how they learn. And we should definitely try as a community to figure out a way to move investment in our public school infrastructure.
Absolutely.
Can I add?
Of course, Leslie, I was going to pass it on to you.
That at my children's elementary school, there is no library.
Wow.
There is no art room. The art teachers push an art cart from homeroom to homeroom, and it's difficult to keep art teachers who don't have their own space. There is no music room. These are important things for elementary students and important things for teachers that we are hoping to attract and retain going forward. So facilities do impact the students, not just the number of chairs at each facility, but the quality of the facilities as well. I mean, all of the facilities could use some help. Looking forward, look, I'm not sure whether the answer is a new high school, new middle school, what have you. I think the community needs to have a long and thoughtful process that is iterative with a 3 to 5 year strategic plan to talk about this, to come together. And hopefully, if elected, I look forward to being part of that process.
Absolutely. We actually are running out of time here, but I do want to bring up Dr. Christine Johnson because I did bring her up a little earlier in the segment. She's the Chief Educational Officer. I asked your running mate, Antonio Grania, this last week. Alex, obviously you've been working with her for the last 3 years. If reelected, we'll start with you. How do you plan on continuing to work with her? And Leslie, that'll be the same question for you after Alex's answer.
That's a great question. Over the last 3 years, I've gotten to work with and gotten to know Dr. Johnson, a lot, right? There are committee meetings that we have discussions in, right? I've never met anybody, right, so invested in our kids. If you have had the opportunity, whether you're a parent with a child in the district or not, she will make time for you, okay? And almost to her detriment, right? She works extremely hard. She has an extreme passion for education, and she has, an extreme and thoughtful way about her when it comes to the kids in her district. You know, she guided us through the pandemic. Right. That is a testament to her hard work, right? So much so that she was, commended by Governor Murphy as to being one of the really handful of school districts, right, that remained open for a majority of the pandemic and throughout. That being said, as a board member, as a board, we do have to provide constructive criticism when needed, right? That is our responsibility. She is our one employee. Right. And so there is that level of trust between us, right, that we can have those conversations. And it is important to have them, right? It is important to have them because we as Board of Trustees were elected for that purpose, right? To establish a rapport, but also establish, a line of communication that when we need to, we can have those types of conversations.
I agree with all of that, Alex. And I know you're running short on time. I just want to add one sentence that Dr. Johnson, in my mind, is a thoughtful and visionary leader, but that if elected, I will take my oversight function as part of the board very seriously.
Well, thank you to both of you. I'm going to throw this to one of you so you can, do an eeny, meeny, miny, mo if you want, or a rock, paper, scissors, shoot. We've done that plenty of times on the show. Something that you want to tell the audience. The election is, of course, Tuesday, November the 8th. Polls are open 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Why is it important for everyone in the city of Hope, all registered voters, I should say, to go vote on Tuesday, November 8th?
We feel strongly that you should vote for 2, 3, 4. We have the experience and dedication and to make the Hoboken schools continue to be better.
Absolutely. Touche, right, Alex?
Touche.
I like that. Leslie Norwood and Alex De La Torre, thank you so much for joining us. Yes, I wanted to say it so much. Absolutely. It's our pleasure. Thank you so much. All right, folks, join us next week for The Pulse on everything you need to know. I'm Peter Biancamano. I hope you have a great week, everybody.